Hi there, this is Jennifer. Welcome to Crafting in Carrollville. I'm just painting this frame red. It takes two coats to get full coverage. And now I'm going to take this flag. This is a 3x5 flag. Listen, this was just a cheap made in China flag that came with a flagpole that we ordered. So we had no intention of ever actually using this as a service flag. We just decided that we weren't going to use it, so we ordered a much more expensive one from Amazon that's actually hand stitched and will have a good life on our flagpole. Anyway, I stapled it to the back of the frame and now I'm just pulling it through to the front of the frame. And you can see I'm just arranging the folds so that it lays nicely inside the frame. I'm not letting it go outside of the frame. In other words, it's all going to be contained inside the frame just like a picture would be. But if you just sort of pleat the flag as you go and then pull it and let it billow a little bit, you see that it's nice to get it to lay there nicely. You can actually accomplish that. I just used my staple gun there to attach it to the frame, and that's about it. I was actually happy to see that these reds actually match pretty well. It's the crimson color by Waverly that I used to paint the frame. And then you'll see later on I do come back and distress that frame just with some sandpaper. I'm not sure I even show that on camera, but I do know that I did it. So, and you'll see that at the end of the project. Anyway, so now my next goal is after I get the flag placed where I want it, I'm actually going to make two flower swags on the frame. This flag was just, my husband and I both laughed so heartily when we opened our very expensive flagpole and saw this flag. It was just not gonna work. Anyway, so I this season I just love the combination of sunflowers with the flag. I just think it's so beautiful and just kind of speaks to my soul when it comes to how I think of America and you know all the songs we sing, like the fruited plains and things like that. Anyway, I just really love this project. I love all the patriotic projects I've done this year. I'm just sort of arranging the flowers how I want them to be before I glue anything down, giving myself a good vision for how I want this to look. Oh, let me explain where I've been really quick. So, we were working on the very last real big project, besides landscaping, as we wrap up renovations from Hurricane Ian, renovations and repairs. And oh my goodness, the last project that was supposed to take 2 days took about 10 days. And the staging area for said project was my workshop. So I, I couldn't even access my workshop for those 10 days. And then now it's still in an altered state of being. So anyway, here I am in my workshop, but it's not how I need it to be. I have a lot of things out there that don't belong because they were in my porch, and now only what's in my porch belongs in my porch is in my porch. I wish I could say the same thing for my workshop. Anyway, you can see here I've decided how I want my flowers to be placed, and now I'm using my hot glue gun, my Ryobi hot glue gun. I know you probably haven't seen me use this one before. I've had it for a long time, but you can see the trails of hot glue that it leaves everywhere. And obviously I come back and take those out, but anybody else use the smaller hot glue gun by Ryobi and have this trouble? Anyway, this is the one that holds the mini glue sticks, not the big one, because they do have one of both. And here I'm showing you that I'm going to cut off the nub of that little flower there, actually the tube that fits it onto the stem when from the bunch of flowers. You just need the back to be flat so you can press it right up against your surface to glue it. These flowers all came from, for the most part, Hobby Lobby. You buy flowers when they have their 50% off sale, and probably some of them came from Thrifting Adventures. I generally, when I'm doing a project like this, I just get out my big giant bag of flowers and just see what I have that will match the project. I also have flowers that I don't keep hidden. From my site, I have shoe bags on the back of my doors in my workshop, and that's where I keep the majority of my flowers. But those are just sort of everyday occasional flowers. These are special flowers that you want specific colors when you're doing a project like this, for sure. I've come a long way in the flower department. I just want to tell you, like, I used to really think that to make a flower arrangement, you just went to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and bought you a bunch of flowers and, like, just plunked them down in a container. I didn't actually know that you cut them all apart and then use them one stem at a time until you're happy with the way you've arranged your flowers. But you can see that everything I'm doing on one side, I'm doing on the other. I really like symmetry. If you haven't figured that out by now, I appreciate symmetry. So I'm just making sure everything is fairly symmetrical, and that whatever I do on the right side, I do on the left side. Same thing here. I'm using my hot glue gun to secure all those to this frame. I made one of these for my own porch because I'm in the process of redoing my porch because we finally have new floors down there. You can see here I'm just playing with the flowers. If they don't go, or if I don't have four of them so I can mirror both sides of my swag, I'm not using them. And apparently I didn't have four of those because I eventually pull it out and put something else in. Anyway, we're redoing our porch, and I'm doing it very neutral so that I can decorate for the holidays out there. I've never really taken that option before. I've just always been pretty straight up farmhouse and whatever, but I'm keeping my colors light so that I'll have the option of sort of having a clean palette for every holiday. Kind of excited about that. But anyway, I made one of these for myself for our front door, and then a friend of mine asked me to make her one as well. So this one's already been sold and gone to its new home. Anyway, so you can see that swag. I think it turned out really pretty, and now I'm just going to turn the frame over and do that same swag in the bottom corner. This is the top corner, and I'm going to do that in the opposite bottom corner. Same thing. And I probably come back and tweak it a little bit and put more little delicate things in there. What you do is, you can see I sort of taper things out. All the bulk of that swag is in the middle there in the corner, and then I just taper things out as I go. I use smaller flowers, this sort of trail. I meant to put some red berries in there, and then I just forgot. It's been a heck of a month actually in Carrollville, I'll tell you what. Anyway, the last part of my project here is I'm making a scroll to put on the top. My friend is actually going to use this outside, so when I made mine, mine's actually on a lanai, so a covered porch. So I used paper to make this for myself, but she's actually going to put this outside. And so we sealed it up really good. We sprayed it with a bunch of polyacrylic, but I'm going to make hers on drop cloth. So what I buy this paper on Amazon. If I can find it on there, I'll put the link in the description box. But what you want to do is, if you're printing words, obviously you want to reverse your image so that you're printing the mirror image of whatever you're printing. And then you just trim it so that it's trimmed around the edges. Then you turn it over. Obviously, you want to iron on the back of the paper. And then you see I'm just pressing it down, and I'm keeping it there to do a good heat transfer. About 60 seconds I usually spend pressing it for a whole page like this. I really love the way this turns out. I can't wait till you see the finished product. Anyway, if you like what you see here, if you want to see more content from me, please like, subscribe, comments. I will be back now that I can access my workshop again. I will be back making full-length videos. I do have that suitcase renovation or suitcase makeover coming very soon here, and also I promised a thrift haul. But like I said, I just haven't had access to my workshop, and so this is the last project that we had to do for my house, so I'm super excited about that. Anyway, that's what it looks like after I get everything ironed on. I am going to distress those edges with some distressing ink, and then I use it's called Hard Coat Mod Podge. It's a new type of Mod Podge. Basically, it's like a shellac. I go over that entire surface with that shellac. Even though I'm going to roll it up, I went through the process of doing that anyway. And then you'll see I'm going to roll this up like a scroll, and I'm going to fold those edges a little bit so it looks very authentic, very old, and very real. It really turns out pretty. I love it. This distressing ink is just Tim Holtz distressing ink that I'm sure I got from Amazon. If you don't have this particular product, you could use just your regular stamp pad, or you could just use antiquing wax. You could use watered down paint. There's a lot of ways to accomplish, just about any look that you could possibly want. And there I am picking glue off my fingers. It's a hobby. Anyway, so you can see what I've done here. I finished that scroll. I've rolled it up and I've just tied it off with a piece of twine. And my very last step in my project is going to be to attach that to the frame. I just wanted this to have good balance, and so I didn't want it to be a whole page. For one thing, she's keeping it outside, so I didn't know if that would even work. And here, to just elevate it a little bit off the frame and to give me more surface to glue it on, because that frame sort of has a dip in it, I cut a cork in half and glued those down to my frame. And I'm just going to glue that scroll right onto the top of those cork pieces. I absolutely love the way this turned out. I think it's just so pretty. You're going to see it hanging on my door here in a minute. Let me know what you think. I know this was just a short project, 14 minutes, but I think this was just one great way to end the Patriotic crafting season. And I'll see you all in the next video. I really will be doing a thrift haul, and also I'm doing a makeover on a suitcase right now that I can't wait to show you. It's for my porch. I'm super excited about that. Y'all have a good week, and I'll see you soon.